You can see with the handguard on and fully attached that even if you just as so much light as move the handguard, it quite easily just shifts around. There doesn't seem to be any additional mounting points for the handguard other than one of these on either side, and from what I can see you can't actually mount this plate, which is what the handguard is mounted to, as you can see. Doesn't actually mount to the weapon at all. It's on there by sheer friction, it would seem. It doesn't particularly matter how tight you tighten these. I've tightened them to the point where if I try and go any tighter I'll just completely strip them, but it doesn't matter how tight you go, the handguard still wobbles around. Now, I've looked through the manual of the weapon and there isn't actually any mentioning at all of the mounting system of the handguard. This is what the handguard actually mounts to, and this just isn't actually physically mounted to the weapon at all. It's just on there with sheer tension. You can quite comfortably just move that around. I can pull this mount off like so. Sorry, it's a bit difficult to do with one hand. There you go. It does just comfortably come off, and there isn't any specific way to screw this into the weapon because these holes are designed for the handguard to go in. Now, originally I thought that these grooves here went into the corresponding grooves here, but once you put this back on the weapon, these grooves actually sit higher than those grooves. You can see the friction where it's actually been removing the paint actually off the weapon. And originally I thought that these grooves here went in there, but these little lugs here just sit in the rail covers here, so you just take those off and this just sits on that there. So if I just put this back on the weapon, you can see that these grooves don't sit anywhere in there at all. I'm not sure how this is supposed to securely keep the handguard in place, but unfortunately it just simply doesn't. You can now see with that back on the weapon that those grooves, let me just point to it for you, these just slot into the handguard, and that actual break in the steel there is where I assumed this lug went into, but it doesn't. So it quite simply just tension mounts onto the weapon, but with the fact that I can do that with my thumb, obviously when you've seen when I've had the handguard on, it doesn't keep it secure at all.